Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Julie Mann. I am a professional network marketer, I'm an actor and I'm also an EFT practitioner. And today I'm joined by the lovely Lena Archbold. Hi Lena.
Hi Julie. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Pleasure. So Lena is
Very excited.
founder of Textile Art and Design. So I've been looking at your I've been investigating you a little bit, Elena. And, I just know that you do so many different things, don't you? You've worked as a database developer. You've been an export sales coordinator. You've trained in finance and accounting. You speak 3 different languages. I mean, the list just goes on, doesn't it?
Yes.
A woman of many talents. Now, I know that you actually grew up in the Ukraine. So how about we start there? So how about you tell us, what was it like growing up as a child in Ukraine?
I grew up in Ukraine during Soviet Union. And I had great childhood. I had very happy childhood. We have a big family and it's always sense of community. Lots of celebrations. My birthday is 8th of May, which is a victory day, which was massive in Soviet Union. So as a result, I kind of never celebrated my birthday. It was blended in that massive national celebration, which was fine. Childhood was great. During childhood, when I was child, from age of 10, I started knitting, sewing, because I never could buy anything nice, and I always like fashion. So from the age of 10, I was making clothes for myself. From age of 7, I was making clothes for my dolls. That was my childhood.
Wow, amazing. And what age were you when you actually moved to the UK? And was that a career move or something else?
No, it was just a student exchange in 1994. I was 23 years old. I came to Britain on a student exchange program for 6 months. And I blended into university group, university year 2, because I was doing a degree in Ukraine at the same time. And I did quite well, passed exams, and the university offered me to do degree, a fast track in finances within 2 years.
Wow. And how was it adapting to a completely different culture?
Well, to be honest, Julia, I was packing suitcase every day with tears for the first months. And I thought, I never, ever want to be here. It's different. It's totally different culture. I never been abroad before. Growing up in the Soviet Union, the country was closed for traveling abroad. And just before coming to UK, I went to Germany. That was shock, but it prepared me for living in UK, different cultures. But I enjoyed. And I started to learn English in pubs, going out with British and international students.
More slang than anything else?
Sorry?
More slang. Slang.
People, oh yes, because I came to Newcastle. Oh my goodness, I could not understand Geordie. And I learned American language rather than English. There is difference. So people could not understand me when I was saying factory, cat, and just people could not, what are you talking about? So I had to learn English from scratch in pubs, drinking shandy.
And what was that like, actually, finding no one could understand you?
It was frustrating, and I had to go back to English lab and start to learn English again, and listening and reading after my lectures, and I was in tears. It was frustrating. I was taken personally. Why people can't understand me? But at the same time, I could not understand them, people either. So I had to be in action to learn English.
Wow, amazing that you didn't just decide to up and go home, really.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah, I said I pack suitcase every day, phoning my parents. Remember when in 90s we had that phone boxes outside. Cost me fortune. And my dad, you dare to come back and give up your study. You're not coming back home.
Wow, gosh. So listen, I know that you've actually faced some really big health challenges in your life, haven't you? Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
In 2010, in September, just before I lost my career, I lost my job with Big Four, I was diagnosed with blood cancer, leukemia. I knew something wrong. I knew something does not click here because I'm a healthy person. I eat healthy, I exercise, I don't smoke, I don't drink, and suddenly no energy whatsoever. I can't do anything, and I have infection after infection. So I went to GP. I never go there, ever. I said, something wrong with me. And they said, no, you're just tired. I went again, something wrong with me. No, you're just tired. Third time I came crying, definitely something wrong with me. I just have infection after infection. Can I have blood test? No, it's okay. Come back in 3 weeks' time. I'm glad I did not listen. I listened my body, and next day I call ambulance. And day after I was diagnosed with blood cancer. Type of blood cancer where people can survive only 40 days untreated. So yes, listen your body.
Yeah, so that's really what you learned from that experience.
I learned from that experience that trust yourself and just listen your body and take actions. And that's what I did. And if I did not call ambulance, and my consultant said, if you came to us 1-2 days later, we would not be able to save you because you were so close to get pneumonia. And I had already sepsis of blood and everything else. So because I was healthy and strong, and my heart was strong, I was lucky to survive that period over 40 days going untreated.
Wow.
It's all Chernobyl, obviously.
And obviously being away from your family as well, going through that must have been very challenging for you.
Yes, my parents live in Ukraine. And my mom that time was main carer for her mom, who was 85 that time. And at home, I had husband, self-employed, with 2 children, 3 and 5 years old, and no help whatsoever. And because he lost both parents to cancer, so suddenly his wife diagnosed with cancer. So yes, it was hard time, challenging.
Absolutely, but clearly you're a fighter, aren't you, Lena? You're not someone to give up. That's obvious.
Nearly, I think basic first week when I was locked in little room, and I was locked in little room for 6 weeks because I had lots of infections and they could not start chemo till they're rid of. And that point, am I going to get through this treatment or not? And my brain was going, I'm quite an analytical person. So I was just trying to understand through analytics how I'm going to survive cancer. So, but what really helped me, what really made me to fight, and it's very difficult to say. Initially, I did not like word fight because I still don't know a person who went through over 70 chemas. Was it fight? Was it luck? What was that? Because I know people, strong people, determined people who did not get through cancer. What really, really helped me, my children, 3 and 5 years old. And I just asked my husband, can you bring lots of photographs? And I put on the wall, ask permission, because my room has to be sterile, was cleaned twice a day, smell of all this, antibacterial, So I asked, can I put photographs on the wall? So I put photographs of my children, like created massive collage. And literally, Julie, I was praying to my children every morning, every day, every night. And then I discovered knitting, which is put my mind at peace. You can't think negatively when you do repetition knitting And that's what really helped me to fight, because I didn't know what means fighting cancer. Oh, something else I did, which my husband thought I lost my mind completely. He was coming to see me, a door was open to my little room, and I was talking, you know, when you losing any, just like not losing, but hunting to anything. And I was talking to cancer, and I was talking to bone marrow, because cancer was in bone marrow. Please, can you start to behave? And can I just do anything for you to start working properly? And talking to cancer, okay, I got the lesson from you. You gave me great lesson. Now, I'm not ready to go. I have 2 small children. I have so much to give. Just let me go. Just leave me alone. And my husband was listening all this behind the door, thinking, oh my God, what's happening? That was my technique. My
Wow.
children knitting and talking. I was on my own in little room. I had to talk to someone. So I was talking to cancer and bone marrow.
And clearly it worked.
It clearly worked. It's amazing power of our mind. It's a power of our mind, I guess. I didn't know anything about mentality, power of mind, nothing. It just happened. I had to adjust and do something which is, I would never do it before.
Wow, amazing. So let's talk about your business, Textile Art and Design, because I know you're absolutely passionate about it. And I think that probably behind you, that's one of your works, isn't it? Is that felt?
That's one of this felt, very, very fine. I like fine felt.
Mhm.
So it's very fine with logs. And I just did live last week, and this is one of as well.
Wow, what is that?
It's a
Was
scarf.
a scarf. Amazing, amazing colours.
I should wear probably rather than putting.
Throw it on, throw it on. So for anyone watching who hasn't yet feasted, well, up until now, feasted their eyes on your amazing designs, tell us more about what it is that you do. That's so beautiful.
First of all, if you don't mind, I'll tell where it started.
Please do.
Because when I was going through cancer, I went back to my childhood. I've always been creative, always loved to design, create. My first degree in fashion. Then I went to finances because no money in fashion, unless you have Chanel or, you know, famous. And during cancer, I was doing lots of knitting. Then I learned crochet. I pick up crafts like this. I'm very good in sewing. But suddenly I saw quite something amazing. And what really attracted me, vibrant colors and textures. And I came across Russian websites because East European felt makers, they are pioneers in many techniques in felt making. And because I was going through depression, I had quite deep post-cancer depression. Colors and textures really attracted me, and I started to learn. And in my little attic room, that time when I went into remission, I kind of locked myself away from the rest of the world, being bitter, being not happy. You know, when you fight in something, you concentrate. When you've finished that fight, what's next? And for me, I lost my career. I lost some friends because I decided not to talk to them. What next? So I locked myself, bought lots of wool, and this is what I use. This is wool for felting. So I was spending fortune because it comes in vibrant colors and learning, creating, learning, creating. Then one of my friends from my previous work, who is my boss, she used to be my boss on some projects, Tammy, said, can I buy from you? I thought, oh my God, that's how can I sell? My scarf's not very good. And that's what started. She started me, and I was selling my scarves, I was selling my designs, and people started to ask, can you teach us? Again, that limited self-belief after cancer. Oh no, I'm not good enough. I cannot teach you. go and get books. And people were adamant, can you teach us? And I remember I brought a few people to my house to teach. And they said, you're very good, you should teach. And I started to run lots of workshops. People were coming to my workshops from different parts of UK. I remember one person came from Germany. I was shocked. Still didn't believe that I can teach. And last year in March, 25th of March, I'm releasing first online class, teaching how to make fine felt. And I still didn't believe I could do that. So first 6 weeks, it took me 6 weeks to make that online course. And I thought, I need some accountability, otherwise I'm not going to release this class. I'm going to make this class for a year. And at that point, I was sharing photographs of my make. I'm doing online class. This is where I am. Building my list of followers, sending newsletters. So 25th of March, I'm releasing this class and people buy. And I think, really? Is it so good that people buy? And within 40 minutes, I sold 12 classes, price £55. So, and I'm thinking, wow, and so many feedbacks. So since then, I moved mainly creating online classes. I release a mini class every month, teaching people different techniques. This was for beginners.
Wow.
For beginners, basically with tassels. Charity came to me. I've been working lots with charities, with community interest companies, with mental health. And charity came to me, Sangini, women charity based in Sunderland. Can you teach us Nuna Feld? I thought, how can I teach via Skype? So I offer them other way, my usual way. So we're going into second project now. So this is what they were making, this type of scarf, complete beginners. And I have membership, and I just love what I really like. Julie, by the way, I can talk about this for another 3 hours, so you have to stop me. But I want to say what I really like about my job, creating community. We have this absolutely amazing community around the world, from different countries, people who want to learn felt making. But what I notice, I thought they just come into me to learn felt making. They come into me because I create in this community. We have close Facebook, it's very vibrant. They talk to each other, they share, they ask questions. They find out then, oh, we're neighbors. You know, two ladies in Canada said, we actually been living next to each other and only get connected via your group. And that's what I really like.
Amazing. I love that. And we all know the importance of community.
Yeah.
And the importance of that connection. Obviously, you know, going from finance and accounting to doing what you do now, and I can't quite believe that that's a beginner's scarf, by the way. It's a really big deal, isn't it? You know, so, you know, what would you say now being a business owner is, you know, what's the most important thing about business? Are there any tips that you would have?
What is most important? Never give up. My husband was telling me, you have so many ideas. You just jumping from one idea to another. And I did. And I was trying. But then I fall in love with textile, with felt making, and people who, from my background, because I used to work in with IT systems, with finances, performance improvement, management consultancy. And my friends were saying, who quite know me well, that I like to be direct and I like people be direct with me, but Lena, no money in textile. How can you pay bills? And because I fall in love, it's my passion. And because it's become my passion, people feel this. And that's what attracts people to my business. It's my passion, it's my baby, it's growing. I'm looking to employ, because second part of the business, selling materials for my students, then to create this. And just never give up. Don't surround yourself with similar minded people who will lift you. Because when somebody tells you, oh, no money there, some people would believe. I just, yes, I'm strong-headed. People know this. And as I usually prove opposite people, if people say that's not going to work, I go extra mile. And even if it did not work, I still have to do it and prove myself and everyone, this is going to work.
I love
So
your
just
attitude.
follow your passion. And
I love your attitude, Elena. So if people want to find out more about you and what you do, how would they do that?
I have YouTube, and actually I'm starting weekly YouTubes talking about my journey through coming to this country, cancer, business. So YouTube, Lena Archbold. My website, Lena Archbold as well. And Facebook, Lena Archbold, Textile Art and Design. LinkedIn, Lena Archbold, which I need to update because I run few businesses as well. And my online school, making online school, felt with Lena.
Perfect. So simple. So do you believe that you have a purpose, Lena? And if you do, what is it?
My purpose. Are we talking about business or general?
Just generally, why are you on this planet?
You know, my children is my purpose. My children, first of all. If I create with them great life for them, I've done my purpose. And what I'm doing, the reason I created this business, because I wanted to walk around them. Because when I used to be in management consultancy, I did not see my children. I used to run around the country, taking part in 5 different projects. So in some way, cancer was blessing, because it turned my mentality. It's shown me that what I'm capable, because it's, yes, my children, but then many people keep saying to me, you really know how to lift us. You really know how to empower others. So using my previous experience, fighting cancer, overcoming loss of career, creating business, I'm starting another business, coaching, how to teach online. And I've been working with 8 businesses, giving my time for free to test, still not believing if I can do it. And they going online, and some of them selling now, especially with COVID, losing income. So yes, my children, empowering them, creating great life for them, and empowering other people, and show them anything is possible.
I absolutely love that. So is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish?
Yes. You know, I have favorite quote. I need to double check who wrote this. I keep forgetting the name, which is not good. And I always, it's in my head, quote, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So anything is possible in life. Just believe and create.
I love
That's what I want to say.
Lena Archbold, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you very much for inviting me.